Am I selling Semenyo or Mateta ahead of Game Week 15? I've got one free transfer. This is my team selection. Welcome back to another video, guys. Hope you're good and you enjoyed Game Week 14. Midweek football in the Premier League is always loads of fun. I've got one free transfer, 0.0 in the bank, and you may as well use your transfers, guys. We're all going to be topped up to 5 free transfers anyway ahead of Game Week 16. So effectively, you could have a free swing this week, or you do something a little bit tactical and part of your wider strategy. I've got two different style moves this week. I'm going to talk through 4 options in today's video of transfers I am looking at. Some of them are free swings, short-term punts. Others are going into the wider strategy with a long-term view in mind, probably the more sensible option. Guys, please do hit that like button and do be sure to subscribe to the video if you want to support the channel further. But look, without further ado, let's just have a look at the bus team, shall we? This is the team before any transfers. I've got 0.0 in the bank. We have Raya in goal. I'm very happy with Arsenal defence. They continue to keep clean sheets. Raya's just a set and forget easy choice at the back. Richards, again, clean sheets are plenty for the Palace defenders. And actually a Palace defensive double up feels like it should be on the cards very soon for this team. And Virgil van Dijk's not keeping clean sheets, but he is getting DEFCON. I took a 4-point hit for O'Reilly. That didn't work out. But I do think O'Reilly comes good. And I do think we've got a goal coming. Let's talk midfielders in just a second. But first, this video is sponsored by Huel. I've got an awesome offer on Huel, and I can't wait to tell you about some of the benefits to me drinking this for the last few months. So guys, £10 off when you order minimum order of 60. The QR code is on screen and will stay on screen throughout the video. Link also in the description. So look, the midfield's well set. Minter had a quiet midweek, but West Ham at home is surely a good fixture for him. Saka got his rest and still got points. He got the late goal. So Saka's a great hold right now. 6 points at the weekend, in the week on Wednesday night. And then it's the star boy for many. Phil Foden is the player to buy right now. We're not going to talk a huge amount about Phil Foden in this video because many of you already own him because you've been following, hopefully, my lead on that one. I bought Foden on Sunday night. He was, I think, 7.9 or 8 million. He's now already like 8.2, 8.3. Like, he's going up in price and popularity. He got me 17 big ones at Fulham, 15 the week before, game week before that. If you can get to Foden this week, and many are selling Semenyo to Foden, go do it. Absolutely do it. Get Foden in. When he's hot, you want Foden in your team. When he's playing number 10, when he's playing close to Haaland, when he's confident, taking people on, shooting from distance, when the City fixtures are good, all of these things align, make Foden like an incredible FPL option. He's not always there. He's not always a 90-minute man. He's not always playing number 10. He's not always really confident. He's all of those things at the minute. Get him in your team. Semenyo, do I give him another week or two? I'm not sure. He does have Burnley at home coming up in a couple of game weeks' time. And Burmo's still got a game or two before he goes to AFCON. I think he probably plays Wolves and Aston Villa in game week 16, 17 as well. And then Haaland in place, as well as Mateta, who could be on the chopping block. The bench, Mukiele, Mark Guiu, and Kilman there with Dubravka. So look, I've got 4 options with my team, and I'm going to give you the percentage chance of each option. And look, I think I know where I'm going, but look, let me run through those options. And I think the best way of doing that before we see the options is to look at this team and go, Gianni, who are the vulnerable spots in this team? Who do you want long term? And the answer, I'm happy to say, is I want most of these players long term. Like, I look at this team, and the players I want rid of are Semenyo at some point, Mateta at some point, and definitely Kilman. Do I want to get rid of Mukiele? No, he's perfect 5th defender. Do I want to get rid of Mark Guiu? No, I want that setup of an 8th attacker that's a dead spot. I've used my bench boost. I know I need to get rid of Mbermo soon, so the question mark on Mbermo, I guess. And Virgil van Dijk and O'Reilly, I don't know if I've made mistakes with those transfers. I don't know if I need to replace those guys with Arsenal defenders or Newcastle defenders, or a Palace defender like Munoz and Malik Chow or Timber in those spots. Or can I just upgrade a Kilman to one of those better guys and keep Virgil and O'Reilly, and maybe they form part of the rotation, or at times they play a back 4? Again, that's a little bit up in the air. But chopping block this week, Semenyo, Kilman, Mateta, the 3 players I'm looking to possibly, one of them, to possibly sell. So look, option number 1 is Semenyo out, right? and it's Gakpo in, right? Gakpo got 45 minutes in the week. And in a way, that was a good thing, because if he got 90, I'd be worried about him not starting at the weekend. He goes to Leeds. And the Liverpool fixtures, we can see, they're tasty. And Gakpo has been getting a lot of the Liverpool goals. Gakpo is also better with no Mo Salah, I think. And Mo Salah is going to be going to AFCON very soon. My problem is Gakpo nailed? I'm not sure he is until Salah does go to AFCON. Wirtz is playing well. Szoboszlai is playing well enough. Liverpool haven't been great, but Gakpo feels like he's the best value Liverpool attacker. Could he play Ekitike and Isak together? Feels like Gakpo is too risky. It leaves me 1.4 million in the bank, but I don't know if I want to go there. I thought when I saw him last weekend, this is a move I'll make. I was like, this is 30-40% likely. Right now, this is like 5% likely. I don't think this is a move I'm going to be making, guys. So it was on my radar, but I can't see myself going through with it based on the fact that Wirtz scored. Szoboszlai is still in the 90-minute man. Gakpo got hooked because Slot was quoted post-match saying he wasn't good at the one-on-one, wasn't good in the one-on-one. Could Ekitike and Isak start together? Maybe. So I think this one's probably not going to happen. And when I drop him into my team, I just don't like the way it looks. I'm like, do I want to carry a rotation risk long term? And I feel like Gakpo, even with Salah at AFCON, could become that rotation risk, possibly. Option 2 in a minute, guys. But first, what do you lot have for breakfast? Drop a comment below. I know we're going to get a lot of slice of toast, bowls of cereal. What are the nutritional benefits with those two things? That's what I used to have. I'm feeling so much better now I'm drinking Huel for breakfast. You see me on my Sunday debriefs, right? Sunday morning, I've always got a Huel on the go. Every morning, it's part of my routine. It works for me. I'm trying to combine juggling the kids, walking the dog, doing the nursery run, as well as having breakfast. I can have breakfast on the go with Huel. My daughter loves making it with me. She's always saying, Daddy, can we do the shake again? Strawberries and cream is the bag I'm on at the moment. And it's an online exclusive, the black edition. It works out up to £1.79 per meal. Guys, how much do you spend on a coffee in the morning, right? A lot less than £1.79, I bet. So look, the strawberries and cream is great. The iced latte is great. The chocolate's one of my favourites. So scan the QR code, click the link in the description, and use the link on screen for £10 off your first order up to £60. Guys, I cannot stress enough how good Huel has been for me. I know it will be for you too. Do check it out, and we'll leave the QR code on screen. Let's talk about option 2 with my team, shall we? It's still Semenyo out, who's bugging me, Semenyo. And we should discuss Semenyo. Like, he's dropped in price this week. He's blanking galore. The reason I'm thinking, do I keep him, is Burnley in a couple of weeks. And I also think my Semenyo replacement, do I want to move down to a Gakpo or a Gordon in this case? Or eventually do I want to move up to someone like a Bruno Fernandes? And I feel like that spot is made for Bruno Fernandes in my team. And if that's the case, do I want to waste 2 transfers going down and then back up? Or should I just keep Semenyo until I've got the funds to go Bruno? But Anthony Gordon gives me a 1-week punt option before then targeting Bruno. But do I want to be using transfers on 1-week punts? I'm not sure I do, but Gordon versus Burnley feels nailed. He got 20 minutes in the week, came on, scored the goal. He takes penalties. He took the penalty over Waltemada in that match, in the win in the week. And I feel like because Gordon's had the rest, I just know he's going to start. He could start number 9 instead of Waltemada. He could start on the left, but he's going to play at least 60 minutes for me versus Burnley, and that's dangerous. Do I forget the fact that I'm losing transfers and just go, forget the transfers, Gianni, get the points? And he's going to get points versus Burnley. I feel confident on that. So Semenyo out, Gordon in my team. That leaves me with 1.7 in the bank. That allows me to do all sorts of things next week. Something I'm genuinely considering that move as a short-term punt option. At the end of this video, I'll go through percentages of all 4 of the options, right? Option 3, though, feels a little bit like boring, safe, just maxing the idea of being able to use the free transfer before it gets burned. And that is Kilman, who is in and out the team at West Ham. He's dropped to 4.2 million. Esteve is 3.9 million, gets DEFCON, much better option, and saves me a little bit of money. Do I just go 3.9 Esteve, bank the 0.3 in the bank, and have Esteve as my 4th, 5th defender rotation? This is an option, but look back at my team. Richards, Virgil van Dijk, O'Reilly, and then Mukiele and Esteve. The big question here is, do I want to convert one of my defenders on my bench to a sexier position, to a better position, to an Arsenal defender to double Palace to a Manoz, or maybe even to a Newcastle defender. They're looking good as well. To say Malik Chow. I think I do. I don't think I want this setup of 3 good defenders and 2 cheapos. I think I want 4 good defenders and 1 cheapo. And even Mukiele as a cheapo is a good option. So using that Kilman spot to Esteve, again, it feels like I'm using a transfer that I'm then going to make another transfer in the same position in a couple of weeks or even next week when I have 5 free transfers. Seems silly, right? The same was said there for using a Semenyo downgrade. It's like, oh, you go Semenyo to Gakpo, Semenyo to Gordon. That spot, Gakpo, Gordon, how long are they in your team? You're probably moving them. You get 5 free transfers. You're going, oh, I can get Bruno Fernandes. I can get Timber. And that's why option 1, 2, and 3 at the moment aren't appealing, because it's what's working for my squad. So before I show you option 4, let's just look at this team and go, what am I going to do with all the money? What am I going to do with all the transfers? Because remember, we're going to get 5 free transfers in Game Week 16. Now, I don't want to go use them all, but I'm going to be I'm an aggressive manager, right? I'm not going to sit and go, I'm going to roll 5 free transfers every week and just use 1. I'm probably going to have a little burst of using 2 or 3 transfers when I get them. Like a kid in a candy store. I'm going to be excited about these transfers. I'm going to chase upside. I think if I'm doing that, the Semenyo position is going to become a more expensive position. It's going to become probably a Bruno. And I think Kilman becomes a better defender. So with that in mind, I need money. But I also know there is a locked transfer that I am making in Game Week 16. Do I fast forward that transfer for Game Week 15? Maybe I do. So let's go back to the graphic on those 4 options. And this option is Mateta out, Thiago in. Now the world and their dog that haven't made this move are going to be making it in Game Week 16. Right? Mateta... Game Week 15, his fixtures turn a little bit. Like he plays Man City. Of course, Mateta can score goals against Man City. Of course he can. But Igor Thiago, he's got a really nice entry point in Game Week 16. Like the fixtures are so kind to him. Like he's about to go on a run. Let me run through Thiago's fixtures. From 16, which is when the original plan was to buy him, it was Leeds at home, Wolves away, Bournemouth, Tottenham, and who's after that? Everton, Sunderland. Unbelievable fixtures. Leeds, Wolves, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Everton, Sunderland. He takes penalties. He plays 90, other than the week when he got his rest. He's a poacher. He's being talked about as like going to the World Cup for Brazil now. He's like a former street child, and here he is like being talked about as like a Brazilian international striker. Do I fast forward this move and bring him in Game Week 15? Here's Tottenham away, which you could argue isn't a bad fixture. Tottenham have been rotten at home this season. Really bad. But then let's look at Mateta in his own right. Do we want Mateta in our teams long term? Well, in 2 of the last 3 games, he's got an hour. He comes off after half an hour and then Nketiah comes on. He's looking a little bit tired. He does get goals. He's done all right. He's had a hat-trick this season. He's had 7 goals. 7 goals, no assists. He takes penalties. His XG is good though. He keeps getting the chances. He's just not been very good at finishing the chances. He's 30% owned. He's one of the highest owned forwards in the game. And he goes to Fulham this weekend. I think going to Fulham's a tough place to go. I know City went and scored big there, but ordinarily Fulham are quite good at the back at home. And I think Palace is starting to look maybe a little bit tired. I could fast forward this move. He then has Man City in 16 when everyone plans to sell him. He then goes to Leeds and then it's Tottenham, Fulham. Like his fixtures are okay. I just don't know if they're the best. And remember, he's expensive. If Mateta comes out this team and Thiago goes into this team, I'm banking 1.2 million. That's a lot of money banked, right? With the money you're saving there, that gives me enough to then go Semenyo to Bruno. I'd be 0.1 short, but I'd make another move somewhere. Gives me options, doesn't it? Gives me real options there. If I'm doing that anyway in 16, do I fast forward that move for 15? I think I probably do. So as things stand, guys, when we see my team, and I'll talk captaincy in a minute, so stay tuned for that. We'll touch on captaincy in game week 14 as well. I obviously didn't go Erling Haaland. But when I look at these 4, I think I'm 5% likely to go Gakpo. Like, I think that's an afterthought. I'll give it some more thinking time, but I can't see it. I think Gordon's like 15%. I think Esteve is probably 20%. And then I think Mateta out, Thiago in is so obvious because I'm making the move anyway. Drop a comment and let me know what you would do. But at the moment, I think I'm 60% likely to go Thiago in. And when we see this team, it gives me 1.2 million in the bank. I'd then have 5 free transfers to think about where I want to move next week. Maybe I give Semenyo another game if he does well against Chelsea. Knowing Semenyo's got Burnley in 2 weeks' time, maybe I hold him anyway. Maybe I keep Mbermo or Mbermo goes to Bruno. And I just go with one Man United midfielder, knowing Mbermo's going to AFCON anyway. Food for thought there, but I think Mateta to Thiago, knowing I'm making that move anyway, and I'm pretty sure I want to keep Mark Guiu. I think that's the move I just have to make this week, and I think it's very likely I make that move. In terms of captaincy, guys, I probably overthought it in the week. I thought Haaland, after 2 blanks, would go and score versus Fulham, but I just thought it might be a 6-pointer without bonus or even a goal with bonus. I didn't see him going and getting huge returns as he did. And boy, did he go big. 14 points. If you captained him, he got 28 points. Now, you got the goal as you expected, but you got 2 assists. Haaland doesn't get assists. Well, he got 2 against Fulham. He's only had 3 assists all season. But what we're missing out here is Haaland hit the woodwork twice. That's mad. He could have had a hat-trick and 2 assists. Then we would have really regretted not captaining him. We don't need to overthink it with Sunderland. It's Haaland captain. It's probably got Thiago in. I'll be back for another video very, very soon.